What's up, y'all? This is gonna be a reading for the sign of Cancer. I'm gonna start with getting a general energy to guide the reading and go deeper from there. This is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't for whoever's meant to receive it. The Hanged Man is our leading energy. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Star in reverse. So with the Hanged Man being the guiding energy, it tells me that in this present moment, you're very much in a space of needing to surrender to the uncomfortable. And it's all about a perspective shift, even though that's not really what it feels like on the surface. On the surface, it's gonna feel like maybe you're having a lot of restless type of energy flare up, a lot of anxiety, and kind of feeling like it's like you want to get to a space of groundedness, because that's human nature. Is we want to feel stable. We want to feel like we're in a space where we can more or less predict what the next move is about to be or where we're headed. And it's very much in a space where it's like where you're headed isn't abundantly clear. And it feels like this searching kind of energy of like trying to feel out what is the next step that's going to make me feel more secure, more grounded. But the guidance here, especially with the Star in reverse, this tells me that there's like a wish fulfillment on the horizon or like in the future somewhere. And I feel like this perspective shift that you're gaining and mastering through being with the Hanged Man energy, like moment by moment, being really present with it and surrendering to it, that perspective shift that is shaping out through that energy, like it's kind of like crafting a new version of you and a new perspective of you, or like a new perspective that you're seeing the world through. And through that perspective shift is where this wish fulfillment is going to become possible in your future. And so it's like until you can really like move through this to gain that perspective shift, you're not going to be in a space where you're going to be like able to receive the wish fulfillment in its highest state. You feel me? So let's go deeper. I want to know more about this wish fulfillment that's on the horizon, and like any guidance to help you through this restless energy. These flew out. We have King of Pentacles. I definitely like to see that when I'm asking about a wish fulfillment. We have Nine of Swords in reverse. And we have Five of Wands in reverse. Okay, so King of Pentacles, this is a card of really like, okay, so Pentacles are about career and fulfilling energy, like kind of like a sense of self that's achieved through like your success within your career. And like this is all what I'm getting off the King of Pentacles specifically, is like this kind of mastering of that facet of your life in a space that's bringing you to a very like grounded, like I feel very fulfilled, I feel accomplished, I feel successful, and I feel like it's not a hollow success. It's like I really feel true to myself in what I've achieved, and I feel like I'm really reaping the payoff and the benefit and the fulfillment that it comes with. And it's a masculine energy, being the King of Pentacles, which means it's very based in a space of like physical action. And so I'm also feeling that as part of like what's connected to the Hanged Man that you're in right now, is like you feel this energy, you feel this potential for you that is very based in action. It's very based in making things happen in the physical. And right now you're in a space where it's like, you know that you have that power, you know that you have that capacity to like really fuel yourself in that way, but it's like I don't really know what to direct it into specifically in this current moment. Like I don't know exactly what I need to dive into, and it's like you don't want to just exert mad energy in a space that you're not clear that that's actually leveling you up. That's just wasted energy potentially, you feel me? Like you want to know, you want to be real intentional about what you're investing yourself into in that way. And so like I said, the guidance is really to like be in the present moment through this restless energy. I wouldn't make any big bold action moves until that has become clear, and I don't think that's gonna become clear, like that next big step, until this perspective shift has happened. So right now it's really like I said, like being present with this restless energy, moving through it moment by moment, and you are accumulating your energy to be able to make really fierce, bold, big moves whenever that channel becomes ultimately clear. With the Nine of Swords in reverse, yeah, so swords are connected to the brain, to the mind, and with this whole perspective shift happening through the Hanged Man energy, it's like, and it being in the reverse, I feel like it's speaking to past perspectives and mindsets that you held that were, you're still releasing and shedding, and these mindsets kind of like held you stagnant in a way and kind of kept you closed-minded, or even just in this thought process of like, I need to make shit happen now even when I'm not clear. Like it's just kind of, it's part of like the societal, especially in America, type of mentality where it's like the more I work, the more I hustle, the more energy I exert, the more I receive. And that's not really how the energy flows. That's not really true. It's work smarter, not harder. And you're in a space right now where you have to like kind of acknowledge for yourself that you're not in a space where you know exactly what to channel all that hard work into. And so releasing some of those programs and like past mindsets of like, I need to always be on the move, I need to always be hustling and working and doing this and that, I feel like it's a space for stillness, making space for this energy that needs to, I just heard, find a home. This energy needs to find a home within you, and it needs the space and the time to allow that to happen. That's kind of cute. I like that. It needs to find a home within you. And Five of Wands in reverse is like there's some sort of energy from your past that was very like combative with people and tangled up. Like I feel like there was a sense of competition and like kind of just like, it's kind of a, yeah, it's a competitive nature. It's, I heard fueled by hate, but it like doesn't feel like, that feels really intense. But I think what the energy is saying is that like at the root of it, it was fueled by hate, not love. And kind of using that as a gauge and a check-in, like when you have a certain thought or you like feel the urge to put forth a certain action, like look at the root of what it's coming from. Like, is that coming from a space of envy, hate, anything that's like lower, or is that coming from a space of love and inspiration, upliftment, encouragement, and really viewing the people in your life as your team? And like, the better my team is doing, the better I am doing. Like, we are all going up together. Their accomplishments are my accomplishments. And if there's someone in your life that you can't genuinely feel that with, like maybe you need to examine like how deeply they should be in your life, or how much they should have access to your life and what you open up to them, you feel me? Because it's okay to be selective about the energies that you invite into your team. But like the people that you're going to be close with, like really examine that energy, because it feels like there's somewhere in your past where you kind of fell prey to that, and you'd be surprised at how much that can hold you back and affect you energetically and in ways that you're not fully conscious of. Ace of Pentacles. So it's a big new beginning. It's a big new, like, there's a lot of new energy here. It's definitely a big reset happening with like this Hanged Man and like this path to the King of Pentacles, and like you're at the beginning of a new era and it's a new unlock. And I just think a big message that I'm getting is to really like seek out and like pay close attention to all the new energies entering your life right now, like the new people, the new connections, the new opportunities. Like whenever it's screaming like a new energy versus an old energy, I would really lean towards the new. I mean, obviously use your internal compass and like feel it out. It's not a black or white thing, but it's like it feels like you're gonna gain a lot of benefit from the new energy coming in. And I feel like you're really shedding old versions of yourself and old mindsets, like I said. And something coming up for me right now, because you've had this kind of like collision with like people, I think, in your community in your past, where there was kind of energies of like jealousy or envy or competitive nature of some sort, something that was clashing. And what's coming up is that like sometimes when we are trying to, or when we just are evolving into new versions of ourselves, and we're surrounded by people that we've known for a really long time, and like they're our loved ones, and it's nothing about like the relationship itself, but sometimes, or they are still like seeing you as past versions of yourself, and when you interact with them, you're still seeing past versions of them. Like it's kind of inherent because you've known them for so long. It's like you already somewhat know how they're gonna react to something and da 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 da. But it's like we have the opportunity to reinvent those aspects of ourselves every single second. And it's so much more in flow to reinvent those versions of ourselves when we are with new people. Like when you're in that really tender, like new evolutionary space, it's easy to become unconscious and just get sucked back into old habits and ways of thinking and ways of operating and responding when you're surrounded by people that you've known for so long, because like you know that version of yourself with them, and that's the version of you that they know. So it's just like kind of inherent, whereas it can make a really big difference when you're in such a volatile, vulnerable space of like evolutionary shifts where you're shedding old skin, reinventing yourself, to be surrounded by brand new energies that they have no preconceived expectations or ideas of you. And it really allows you to tap into that space of like, how do I feel called to respond to this right now in this moment, just based on the present energy and nothing else? No old history with this or past ways of responding or being or any of that. So I feel like that's a really powerful message of like intentionally surrounding yourself with as much new energy as you can at this time. It's just gonna help you. And it's not saying to ditch old people or cut ties or nothing. It's just like for this moment, it could be really powerful to intentionally surround yourself with new energy. Two of Pentacles in reverse, Two of Cups in reverse, and Death. Wow, that's kind of OD. Okay, so Two of Pentacles in reverse, Two of Cups in reverse, and Death. I feel like there's some sort of soul connection coming through, and it's tied to, it's both career oriented and like emotional. And but it's in the reverse. It's like, and followed by the Death card, which death is a huge, it's an ending of a cycle. It's a new transformation. honestly, I feel like this is a connection with someone that, like, has been, you've known them for a long time, and there's a very intense emotional connection. I don't know if it's a love connection. It's not really giving that off top for me. I mean, take it how it resonates. This is a general reading, so it's going to be different for everyone. But it's like not just emotions. It's very much like they're tied up in work somehow, or just like versions of yourself that go really deep, and it feels like there's a cycle ending here with that. And I feel like that resonates a lot with what I was just yapping about, with like how powerful it can be to surround yourself with new energies just at this time. And I'm not getting no type of like cut ties type of energy, or like this person has to go forever, or even like a solid goodbye. It's more of just like allowing that connection, whoever it is to you, to kind of maybe not hold so much of a driver's seat type of, like, I feel like it was like you were in the driver's seat, they're riding shotgun, y'all are somewhat of a team. And I'm really seriously not getting any type of like ill-intentioned energy off of this connection or anything, but it's just a gentle, with it being in the reverse and stuff, it's like a gentle, hold on, I'm gonna let this plane go by. It's a gentle nudge of like, okay, y'all were called into each other's paths for a very divine reason. Y'all got a lot done, but now it's entering an era where it's time to kind of let that connection soften and go a bit more to the background, because there's a lot of new energy coming in. And the fact is, like, new energy needs the space to be made for it to come in. So I feel like by kind of like prioritizing your energy and not asking so much for like second opinions from this person at this time, or like really like putting so much of your energy tangled into theirs, it's allowing space for these new energies to come through that, at least for the present moment, are going to really help you unlock new versions of yourself. But yeah, again, it doesn't feel like I would let you know if it was like, oh, this feels like something that is needing like huge like boundaries to be put in place and like cut ties type of vibe. It's really not giving that. It's more just like you need more space right now for the new energy to come in, and so it's just allowing this connection to kind of take the back burner for now, or like not have so much say in your moves, and like even like knowing all your moves, you feel me? Like it's a time to like really get personal with yourself and make that space for your own personal power. That's what it's feeling like. I'm gonna get a couple more cards and then go in with a concluding oracle card. Ten of Cups in reverse. Six of Pentacles in reverse. And Queen of Swords in reverse. Interesting. It feels like this is a message about your future, and something to kind of keep in mind is this balance between, like, there's a lot of fulfillment coming in your emotional world in the future. Like, I'm getting like love off the Ten of Cups, like, and it's gonna come in like very powerful. And it's sometimes oftentimes when we like fall in love, or we get such a surge of these deep emotions, it's tough to balance it with the rest of our life, because like, especially if it's been a long time since you've been so deep in this type of energy, it's very like, it stimulates all your senses. It really kind of like takes over, and it's like it takes intentional yeah, like intention to then keep the balance, maintain the balance with all other aspects of your life. And it's saying like there's a lot of balance to be found within like your career type of pursuits at this exact time, that this energy, this loving emotional overflow is coming through. It's like, I don't want to use the word warning because that sounds like something bad almost, but it's just like a gentle message of like, when specifically when that comes through and you're gonna know it and you're gonna feel it. OD, keep your eyes peeled, because there's something else coming at that same time connected to your career. And if you're not keeping things in a space of balance and still giving your energy to the other aspects and on the lookout for it, like, you could miss it. And it's some sort of opportunity that could come through. And with the Queen of Swords in reverse, so swords are about the brain and the mind, and the Queen of Swords to me is like a survivor type of energy. It's someone who's been through really intense spaces that like have really challenged the way you perceive things. And it's like, when we go through really significant pain and trauma, this affects our brain like on ways that we don't really have control over. Like, the brain wants to protect us, but sometimes when it edits itself based on past trauma, it changes the way we view and see things, sometimes for our protection and our good, and sometimes for a way that's just not really truth. You feel me? And I feel like with the Queen of Swords, and like going back to the leading energy of this reading with the Hanged Man, this is something to keep in mind, because I feel like your brain, your mind is in a really kind of malleable space right now, because it's going through a major shift in perspective. Sorry, I hope the sirens aren't too loud. I'm gonna just keep yapping. But so just keeping in mind, yeah, I'll wait for the sirens. So yeah, just keeping in mind your past traumas and experiences that maybe have shifted and affected the way that you view things, the way that you come to trust people and understand people, and letting those still be like real lessons for you that crafted the way you move, but also just being in that awareness that like, oh, my brain chemically or whatever shifted because of that experience. So let me not just like assume that everyone's gonna move like that, or assume that everything's gonna go the way that specific thing went in the past. You feel me? And so Queen of Swords is like you really going through this journey and mastering that, and like it's mastering a clear mind, a mind of truth, a perception of truth that's really allowing you to see things as they are. And I feel like it's just asking you, like, this card is coming up right now as you're going through this Hanged Man energy and allowing this like perspective shift to happen, to keep this all in your awareness. And it's gonna aid you in being able to find that perspective shift in a way that's really based in your truth and just an objective fundamental truth type shit. All right, I'm gonna go in with the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck, and we'll get a concluding reading, or a concluding energy. What is the concluding energy for the sign of Cancer? Me Talks, repairing the body, mind, spirit. I feel this OD with the very first card, the leading energy of the reading, the Hanged Man, because it's like I said, you're in a space where you're restless because you feel so much potential and you feel how much energy that you have available to invest, but you're not clear on where to invest it just yet because you're in a space where you're having this whole evolution happen and this perspective shift and everything, and you need the space and time to allow that to happen. So it's like allowing yourself to trust the space that you're in, even if it's kind of restless and uncomfortable, and trusting that like you don't know where to invest that energy right now for a reason, and it is time right now to rest and take really good care of yourself, your mind, body, and spirit. And it's all an investment. It's happening to have your mind, body, and spirit ready for when it is very crystal clear where and when you want to invest that big. I feel like it's going to be a big action, a big investment of energy kind of all at once in a really clear, specific, intentional manner. And right now it's asking you to take your time with yourself, to be compassionate with yourself, really like do your self-care and make that time and space to nurture your mind, body, and soul, and all of that right now. All right, that's what I got for you, Cancer. If these messages resonate with you, please like, comment, subscribe. If you're interested in a personal reading, I'm offering these. You can find more information in the description down below. Namaste. The divine in me bows to divine in you.